The lights at the April 7th premiere were supposed to be for the stars, but they only revealed a cold-blooded betrayal. Ciara stood there with a look that said everything, and the world finally knows why. The mask has officially slipped off Amanda, and what lies underneath is a career in total meltdown. This is not just a breakup story anymore. This is a forensic look at how one woman tried to steal a life and got caught red-handed. The receipts are public, and the damage is permanent. The truth came out in front of the entire world during a high-stakes exchange with Sydney Sweeney. When the cameras caught the two talking, the tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. Sydney asked if things were good, and Ciara did not hold back. She looked directly into the lens and said, "It is not good." She told the world that you have to make it worth something. That was the moment the public realized the rumors were not just talk. The truth is that Ciara was staring down the barrel of a professional execution. She was captioned asking for a friend, but she was really calling out a snake. This was the opening shot in a war that Amanda was never prepared to win. The receipts show that Amanda thought she could play both sides of the camera. She thought she could be the loyal friend while secretly plotting to take what belonged to Ciara. But the footage from that night proves that the era of lies is over. Amanda is now in a state of total career collapse because the fans have seen the evidence. They have seen the way she manipulated the situation to look like the victim. The reality is that she is the architect of her own downfall. The timeline of this betrayal goes back much further than anyone realized. The contract proves that the relationship between Ciara and West was solid throughout 2023. They were building a brand together and the numbers were skyrocketing. But behind the scenes, a shadow was moving. The logs show that Amanda began inserting herself into their private lives under the guise of work. She used her position to get close to West while Ciara was busy building her legacy. The paper trail shows a series of late-night meetings that had nothing to do with production. By March, the hookup was no longer a secret to the people in the inner circle. Amanda was operating with a level of deceit that is honestly chilling to witness. The metadata on the leaked files shows that she was reaching out to West at all hours of the night. She was telling him that Ciara was too focused on her career to care about him. This was a calculated move to isolate the hero of our story. But Amanda made a massive mistake that has now cost her everything. She recorded the evidence of her own betrayal. The hidden video is no longer a myth. It is a physical piece of evidence that has been seen by the people who matter. The video shows an intimate encounter that took place while Ciara was away on a high fashion shoot. The truth is that Amanda thought she could delete the proof and move on. She did not realize that digital footprints never truly go away. When Ciara found that video, her world was shattered, but her resolve was hardened. She did not scream or make a scene in the moment. She gathered the facts like a professional and waited for the right time to strike. The joint statement that dropped later was a masterpiece of legal maneuvering. It presented a united front, but the subtext was clear as day. The receipts show that Amanda was forced into that statement to save her remaining brand deals, but the public was already starting to put the pieces together. The unfollows happened like a row of dominoes falling over. Ciara was the first to cut the cord, and the rest of the cast followed suit. The cryptic Instagram stories that followed were not just for attention. They were a breadcrumb trail for the fans to find the truth. Each post was a time-stamped piece of evidence that proved Amanda was lying about where she was in March. The Hermes photo shoot was supposed to be a career high for Ciara. She looked like $1 million and the engagement numbers were through the roof. But while she was out there working her heart out, Amanda was at home destroying a friendship. This mirrors the biggest plot lines we see on screen, but this time the pain is real. The truth is that life is imitating art in the most tragic way possible. The betrayal is deep because Ciara has always been the nice one. She has always been the person who plays by the rules and respects the bond of sisterhood. Amanda took advantage of that kindness to conduct a corporate-level takeover of Ciara's personal life. The legal battle behind the scenes is now heating up. The contracts for Season 5 are currently in limbo because the cast refuses to work with the manipulator. The receipts show that the filming schedule has been thrown into total chaos. No one wants to be on camera with someone who would record a secret video of a friend's man. The brand backlash has been swift and brutal for Amanda. She has already lost 3 major sponsors who want nothing to do with her drama. The numbers show a 40% drop in her engagement as the fans turn their backs. The truth is finally out, and it is uglier than anyone imagined. TikTok is currently flooded with frame-by-frame breakdowns of Amanda's lies. The fans are acting like a digital jury, and the verdict is guilty. They are pointing out every time Amanda looked at the camera and lied through her teeth. They are showing the exact moment where she tried to gaslight Ciara into thinking she was crazy. But the evidence doesn't lie, and the receipts are final. The hidden video is the smoking gun that Amanda can never escape. It shows her speaking about Ciara in a way that is absolutely disgusting. She mocked her success, and she mocked her heart. She thought she was untouchable because of her status on the show. But she forgot that status is built on trust, and she has burned every bridge she ever had. The war is now out in the open, and the hero is winning. Ciara is being hailed as a queen for the way she handled this fiasco. She stayed professional while her life was being picked apart by a vulture. The witness statements from the crew members are starting to leak out. They describe a toxic environment created entirely by Amanda's manipulation. They say she would demand that certain scenes be edited to make her look like the innocent bystander. But the raw footage tells a very different story. The raw footage shows a woman who was obsessed with taking what wasn't hers. The cost of these lies is now being calculated in real dollars. Amanda is facing a total loss of her career trajectory. She went from being a fan favorite to the most hated woman on reality TV overnight. The truth is that she did this to herself. She chose to prioritize a cheap thrill over a decade of friendship. She chose to lie to the faces of the people who supported her. Now she has to live with the consequences of those choices. The legal experts are predicting a massive fallout at the reunion. There is no way for Amanda to spin this that makes her look good. Every time she opens her mouth, the receipts are right there to shut her down. The hidden video will likely be the centerpiece of the confrontation. It is the final nail in the coffin of her public image. Ciara's quote from the premiere has become a rallying cry for victims of betrayal everywhere. This pain was worth too much to let it go to waste. She is turning her heartbreak into a platform for the truth. She is showing the world that you can be betrayed and still come out on top. Amanda, on the other hand, is fading into irrelevance. She is a ghost of her former self, trying to cling to any scrap of relevance she has left. But the fans aren't buying it anymore. They have seen the mask slip and they know what's behind it. The total career meltdown is not just a headline. It is a reality that is playing out in real time. The brands are gone and the friends are gone. The only thing left for Amanda is the wreckage of her own making. The receipts show that she tried to reach out to Ciara to apologize, but it was too late. The damage was already done and the truth was already public. Ciara does not owe her a single second of her time. The hero of this story has moved on to bigger and better things. She is booking new deals and her star is rising higher than ever before. She has been vindicated by the hard evidence that Amanda tried to hide. The truth is that the villain always gets caught in the end. Amanda thought she was smarter than the algorithm and smarter than the fans. She was wrong. She is now a cautionary tale about what happens when you let greed and jealousy take over. The video, the timeline, and the text all point to the same conclusion. Amanda is a manipulator who destroyed a sisterhood for a man who didn't even want her in the light. West has also faced the heat for his role in this mess. He has been exposed as a man who has no loyalty. But the focus remains on the betrayal between the women, because that's where the real knife was twisted. The receipts show that Amanda was the one driving the deceit. She was the one who set the stage for the heartbreak, and now she is the one who has to pay the bill. The final line has been drawn in the sand, and the world is standing with Ciara. The premiere shade was just the beginning of the end for Amanda. Every move she makes now is being watched and analyzed for more lies. She has nowhere left to hide. The truth has a way of coming out, and it has finally arrived for the villain of this story. The cost of her lies is her entire future in the industry. The industry does not have room for someone who records secret videos and stabs their friends in the back. The professional fallout is going to be felt for years to come. Amanda's name is now synonymous with betrayal. That is a stain that no amount of PR can ever wash away. The truth is finally out and the receipts have been filed. Ciara has won this war by simply telling the truth and letting the evidence speak for itself. She did not have to play dirty because Amanda did all the dirty work for her. The hidden video remains the most damning piece of the puzzle. It is the proof that can never be denied. As the fans wait for the next season, they already know who the villain is. They know who to cheer for and who to ignore. Amanda is currently sitting in the silence of her own making. No one is calling and no one is booking. The career meltdown is complete. The hero is standing tall and the villain has fallen. This is the end of the line for the lies of Amanda. The truth is that she thought she could steal the spotlight, but she only succeeded in burning herself out. The forensic look at this drama shows a clear pattern of behavior that led to this moment. It was not a one-time mistake. It was a calculated series of betrayals that finally caught up to her. The receipts show the intent, and the video shows the action. There is no defense left for the villain. The world has moved on, and Ciara is leading the way. The pain was worth too much to let it be for nothing. It was worth the truth, and it was worth the justice that has finally been served. Amanda is the architect of her own destruction, and the final nail has been driven in. The era of her manipulation is officially over. The fans have the proof, and they have the timeline. They know the truth about the hidden video and the secret hookup. They know how Amanda tried to ruin a queen to feel like a winner. But in the end, she lost everything. That is the price of the ultimate betrayal. The receipts are closed and the case is finished. Ciara is the one standing in the light, while Amanda fades into the shadows of her own deceit. The truth has been revealed, and the world will never look at Amanda the same way again. The cost of her lies was everything she ever worked for, and in the end, it was a price she had to pay.